Welcome to video number 72, negative exponents. We're going to do a little practice with negative exponent problems. We're going to start with the really easy ones, move on to some kind of challenging ones. Here we go. First, a warm-up. We want to simplify the following expressions. So to write this with a positive exponent, we have to write this as 1 over 7 to the positive 3. 7 to the negative 3 is equal to 1 over 7 to the positive 3. All right, same thing here, 2 to the negative 6. We're going to write this as 1 over 2 to the positive 6. And I did it in the first one, but we usually, when it's a number, we put in what it is. So 2 to the 6 is 64. On the next one, 10 to the minus 2. This would be 1 over 10 to the positive 2. And if we simplify the denominator, it would be 1 over 100. Okay, same thing when a variable is there. It's actually easier. P to the negative 2, 1 over p squared. X to the negative 5, 1 over x to the positive 5. And w to the negative 8, 1 over w to the positive 8. All right, that's our warm-up. Let's start solving some problems with these. So the first problems involve multiplication. And just like positive exponents, when you're multiplying powers, you add exponents. So it's true when they're negative exponents or even fractions as exponents. So just like we did in class, multiply the numbers first. We have a 4 times 5 is 20. This is all multiplication, so we can multiply it any order we want. So we'll do the 4 times 5 first. Then we have p to the third times p to the negative fourth. When you add those exponents, you get negative 1. Okay, now we like to rewrite things with positive exponents. So this is 20 times 1 over p, or just 20 over p. Okay, that's the best way to write it, right there. Okay, take a look at this one, all multiplication. Do 6 times 3 times 2, so that's 18 times 2 is 36. And we're going to have n to the, well, we got to figure out the exponent. We have to add these, negative 4 plus 6 plus negative 3. If you do that, you get negative 1. All right, so rewrite with a positive exponent. That's 36 over n to the positive 1, or just 36 over n. Okay, I'm going to do these kind of quickly. We have 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. And then when you add exponents, b to the fourth times b to the negative fourth is just b to the 0. Okay, anything to the 0th power is just 1. So we can write this as just negative 18. All right, last one on this round. So negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. And then when we add exponents on the m, we get negative 6. Okay, so 16m to the negative 6. We're going to write this as 16 over m to the positive 6, and we're done. Okay, next round has a product to a power. So both the number and the exponent, or I'm sorry, the number and the variable part get the exponent. So we're going to do negative 6 to the 5. And we're going to do x squared to the 5, which is x to the 10th. Okay, so I'm going to take a second and figure out what 6 to the 5 is. Okay, I get minus 7,776 x to the 10th. Okay, on this one, we're going to do 2 to the 2nd power. The 2 gets the exponent. The 8 to the minus 6 to the 2nd. Even though it's negative, we still, a power to a power, we multiply. That's 2 to the negative 12. Okay, 2 squared is 4. That's going to stay in the denominator. Sorry, this is 8 to the negative 12. And then we're going to 8 to the positive 12 in the denominator. All right, how about this one? 6 to the 4. And then we're going to have x to the negative 24, since that's negative 6 times 4. Okay, so we're going to rewrite it. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to figure out what 6 to the 4th is. That's 1,296. And I'm going to move the x to the negative 24 to the denominator, and it becomes x to the positive 24. All right, try this one. This is going to be negative 6 to the 5th. Gotta be careful. When I do this, I gotta put parentheses around the negative. So be careful when you raise a negative to an exponent. And then k to the 5th is k to the 25th, because you multiply. All right, so negative 6 to the 5th is negative. Seems like we already had this one. Is negative 7776 k to the 25th. Wow. All right. We survived round 2. All right, here goes round 3. We're going to start doing division here. Okay, so with the numbers, we simplify the numbers. Negative 2 over 5 is simplified, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to put 2 in the numerator and 5 in the denominator. Then we're going to subtract exponents. 3 minus a negative 5 is equal to 8. So this is negative 2/5 r to the 8th. Okay, that's done. 6 over 2 simplifies to 3. And if I subtract the exponents, 4 minus 1 is 3. That one's done. Okay, this one has a 5 in the numerator. When I subtract the exponents, negative 5 minus a negative 2 is negative 3. So I get 5p to the negative 3. So we're going to write that as 5 over p to the positive 3. Okay, here we go. 3/6 is 1/2. Okay, so you can use the ABC key to reduce that. When we subtract the exponents, negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8. So I see that I'm going to have an x to a positive 8 in the denominator. So we're going to write this as 1 over 2x to the 8th. Okay, time for some more difficult ones. These involve several steps. We just kind of jump in and start simplifying. If they're parentheses, usually I kind of simplify those first. All right, here I'm going to do the numerator first. So on this, we have a 2. N cubed times n to the 5 is n to the 8th. Then near the bottom, we have 2 n to the 5. 2 divided by 2 is 1. N to the 8th divided by n to the 5 is n to the 3rd. Or just n to the 3rd. That whole mess is equal just to n cubed. All right, I'm going to do this parentheses first. P to the 5, p to the 12, divided by p to the 4th. Okay, add exponents. That's going to be 17 over p to the 4th. So 17, believe it or not. And so 17 minus 4 is p to the 13. Okay, wow, that's really bad. All right, here, we got big parentheses. So simplify the inside first. All right, so on the numerator, we get 2x to the 6th. And the denominator, we get x to the 15th, all squared. I'm going to keep simplifying. I'm going to subtract the exponents. 6 minus 15 is negative 9, so I get 2x to the negative 9 squared. Okay, square the 2, you get 4x to the negative 18, which is just 4 over x to the 18th. Wow, these are getting really complicated, but you can do them. Here, do the parentheses first. Get 2n to the negative 4. When you multiply these, n to the negative 1 plus, or sorry, negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2. So we get 2n to the negative 2, all to the negative 5. Okay, this one is really crazy. So let's keep going though. We have 2n to the negative 4 over, this would be 2 to the negative 5, n to the 10th. Oh my goodness. When I subtract the exponents, 1 minus the negative 5 is 2 to the 6th. And negative 4 minus 10 is n to the negative 14th. And now I'm going to simplify 2 to the 6th. That's 64. And put this in the denominator. Wow. So our goal really soon is to get really good at these, even if they're complicated. Step by step, get simpler and simpler until we have the final answer. Okay. We got 2 last problems we're going to do really quick. These look really nasty, but they're actually not so bad. We're going to simplify the numerator and the denominator. Here in the numerator, there's nothing I can do. So keep it as a cubed, b to the minus 6. All right, the denominator. Here we go. Multiply the 4 and 6. This is 24. A to the minus 3 times a squared is a to the minus 1 because we add exponents. And b squared times b to the 4th is b to the 6th. Okay, 24 is going to stay in the denominator. have 1 over 24. A cubed minus, or 3 minus the negative 1 is 4, so we have a to the 4th up here. B to the negative 6 minus 6 is b to the negative 12. And then I'm just going to put this guy into the denominator. So I get a to the 4th over 24 b to the 12th. Okay, last one. All right, so let's keep the top the same. And it looks like we got some simplification on the bottom. We have 2 times 4 is 8. X to the 4th times x to the minus 4th is x to the 0, which is 1, so we can forget about that. We just have y to the minus 4th. Okay, 6/8 is 3/4. X to the minus 4, there's no other x's, so I'll just keep it like that. And y cubed divided by y to the negative 4 would be y to the positive 7. And let's rewrite it. We're going to have 3y to the 7th in the numerator. Denominator, we got 4x to the 4th. All right. So you might be feeling like this guy right now, but that's okay. We're going to get this. So we'll keep working at it and going from level one to these higher level ones. All right, so it's time for the journal assignment. Thanks for hanging in there. So it starts with a couple ones where you just add the exponents. And then these, we have power to a power. And then finally dividing, so remember subtract exponents. And then do your best at these last two, right? One step at a time and see if you can simplify them. Good luck.